Then we have the terms. Display the list of terms that determine the due dates for payments from customers or payments to vendors. Terms can also specify discounts for early payment. From here, you can add or edit terms. So if I go into the terms, most likely the most important terms are in the type of business where you do the work first and then invoice the client. Because if you invoice the client, you want to determine how long you expect payment. So a standard payment method might be 30 days. So if I bill them today, I expect to be paid within 30 days. I gave you the invoice today, I'm giving you 30 days to pay me. And that's going to be important because that term will then tell me when the invoice is due, and that will help me to track if it's past due to follow up to receive payment on it. Now you might try to charge fees and whatnot if for late payments and whatnot, which can also be based on these terms. I think we have another course or section that gets into that in a little bit more detail. Now the terms can also be on the bills that we get from vendors, but they're not going to be as useful there because the terms are going to be dictated typically by the vendor. By the time we get the bill, we're just going to have to enter the end date. So let me just show you what I mean on an invoice. If we go to an invoice, we have seen that the terms are right here. You could add the terms as we go, but if it's net 30, I'm going to send out the invoice. Today's the 21st. I'm going to have a net 30. That means that the due date is 2/20. That due date's important because that's what I'm going to track my accounts receivable by and try to organize and collect on the payment based on that, which we would do down here in the sales area, tracking the receivable. Now on the bill side of things, if I was to enter a bill, that means that we're going to pay the vendor at some future point. And I also could enter terms here, but that's not as useful because if I have the bill, I'm kind of at the mercy of the person I'm paying. I'm just going to enter the due date oftentimes that's on the bill. So whatever the bill says is the due date. I'm probably going to have to manually put that in unless I'm getting the bill like at the same time it was issued electronically and I know what the terms are, then I can automate that. So that's going to be those, and let's close that out. Do you want to leave it? Yeah, leave without saving. Hit the drop down again. Lists.